What up, though? And welcome to, you know what it is, Free for All Friday right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. You know how the song goes. It's Friday, then hey, it's Saturday, Sunday. Well, it is Free for All Friday. We are so happy to have you with us right here hanging out, talking all your Detroit Lions news and rumors. Man, we got some stuff to get to, but let me get to the panel today. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some more people coming in later on, but we got Val Bordeaux, Queen of the Proud. Good morning, Val.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Oh, it's going to get heated today, y'all. This conversation
Yeah.
going to get hot today.
Yeah, and you know who it is, man. My man, Mr. Jason Statham Jr. My man from Royal Alliance, UK. Anthony, good afternoon, my man, because you know it's afternoon over there in the UK. How's it going?
Good afternoon to you, Curt. Good afternoon to you, Valerie. I'm glad I can come back on these Fridays again. It's such good fun. We got a lot to go through. I'm looking forward to getting straight into it.
It's good
Okay,
to
let's
have you
get to
here.
the let's get to these hellos today, because you know how we start the show off. TGI Friday from Dan Spanos. What's going on? Definitely Michael Huck, Mr. Reliable himself, says good morning and happy Friday. Chrome says, what up? Okay. And Ernest Little says, what up, though? Because you know how we do it, you know what I'm saying, around that
Oh, here we
31381
go.
area. Here we goes. Woo, Willis at 2 Super Bowl, man. If you don't put the cocaine down. Okay. Definitely. All right. So, man, but everyone has their favorite pick, people who want to talk about some of that stuff. Speaking of Willis, let's get into some of this content because we got to talk about some things. Oh, first of all, I have to welcome in Her Majesty Lionel of Deuce Bagia is in the
Good
building.
morning.
Hello there, ma'am. How are you doing? Okay, we got Anthony Fitzpatrick. That's my man. You know what I'm saying on the panel. What I'm saying. Well, man, CA3 Sports Talk from the DSA says, "What up, though? What's going on, my dude? How's everything going?" So let's get into this content, man, because we had to talk about Willis right up front. And here we go. With Dan Campbell's comments about what's best for the team right now. It's fine. Is it finally time to put that Malik Willis hype train off the tracks? What you got, Anthony?
Well, it certainly sounds that way, doesn't it? He did put great emphasis that we were going to draft the starter for next year. To be fair, we're in a position where we need to be drafting starters for the next few years, and I'm fully on board with that. There's the quarterback talk. We've had it all now. They've sent up so many smoke screens over this number two pick. Now you can't see around you at this minute in time. That's just how bad it is. But I mean, yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be quarterback. I don't think it should be quarterback. I just don't think the guy is there at two this year. I've been that way for a long time now. People say you've got to get a quarterback while you can. Well, it's just as much a cardinal sin to reach and take one when just for the sake of it, if you have the opportunity. The Bears showed last year that you don't have to jump to get a good guy in the draft. You're going to have to wait, be patient, pull the trigger at the right time. But this time, now at 2, at 32, at 34, we need 3 bona fide starters on this team who go make this team better instantly. That's what the picks are there for.
Absolutely, I agree with that sentiment 100%. We don't need no stinking quarterback, man. And Malik Willis ain't it. I mean, I don't know what y'all seeing. Pajama Warrior, I understand you like the kid. He got a big arm, but he would sit for at least 2 years. We want people who are going to play right now, especially at number 2. Come on, man. I mean, get your head out of your 4 point of contact on that one. I don't know what you're thinking about on that one. But let me bring in my man Luke G of Luke G's Field Review. How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, family? Y'all all right?
Yeah, we good. He's
Good.
going with the blank one. He going with the egg, Abby,
No,
today.
listen. I got it. Look, I got a new phone. So now with the new phone, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. I ain't transferred all my stuff over yet. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
all.
I feel you. I
Yeah.
feel you on that one. All right. So I'm gonna come back to you in a minute, Luke G. All right, Val. Is it time to put the derail that Malik Willis hype train right now? Seeing what Dan Campbell had to say about we need impact players right now on this team.
The time for that train to have been derailed was when it started. Okay, there is no reason for this team. Look, I thought we put this baby to rest. Okay, because I ain't heard shit all week long until Dan Campbell spoke, and then all of a sudden this is coming on again.
Yep.
Here you go, guys. I'm going to say it and I'm going to keep repeating it. You build a tank, then you put your soldier and your weapons in. That's how you do it. Take an example from the Bears, who got Justin Fields without a team built up for him.
Here you go again with that damn Malik Willis.
Now here he comes with the Malik Willis thing. We're gonna fight the Malik Willis thing, okay? You don't do this. Let them build the damn team first, and then you put your quarterback in there. The guys that are on the draft right now are no better than Goff as he is. So stop it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Luke G, you know what it is, man. Hey, with that Dan Campbell's comments talking about what's best for the team right now is what we need to draft. Is it finally time to knock that Malik Willis hype train off the tracks?
You know what? Malik Willis is the team. And Malik Willis,
here you go again.
Do not believe that the Lions head coach respectfully knows what the hell he's talking about. Malik Willis changes lives. Okay? Malik Willis is a different beast. The reality is this. Can I come in and help your team immediately? Hell no. Can I come in and do things that no other quarterback done? No. Everybody who's done it already has done it. I'm bringing nothing new to the table. But what I can do is tell you that it's probably a bad idea, but I'm probably not coming to the Detroit Lions. And the reality is that's what it should be. That's what Dan Campbell is saying. But most people are going to tell you it's coach talk. It's smoke screen season. It's coach talk. And I went back and listened to all of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's interviews in last year's draft coming into it. They've always been somewhat forthcoming with what they plan on doing and how they are approaching things. They're doing the same thing this time around, and people acting like, oh, it's just smoke screen. There's no smoke screen to this.
I just want to say this, like the Rock version of Luke is one of the best things I've heard in a long damn time. Just keep this look, Luke, for as much as you want. You know, just be like, draft me now and shut your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
At this point, I'm hoping and praying that the Lions draft Willis at number 2. And here's why. Because I'm screenshotting all this shit that y'all been talking about Willis. And when this blows up, oh, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, y'all. Okay? It's just stop.
Don't. I already know.
Man,
we're
I will have a
getting it
freaking
in
heart
my
attack
Discord
if they
chat.
freaking draft.
We're getting it in our Discord. I know exactly who I'm getting it from as well. So you know.
Yep, I would have a
lot of
extraordinary, man.
I don't even mind. I don't even listen. Nobody should care if they wrong, and I'm not being funny. Nobody should care if they wrong. They should care if the Lions are going to use him the way that wherever he goes is going to be used. Like for example, I don't think we would use Lamar Jackson the same way he was used in Baltimore. So to me, the idea of the quarterback, in my opinion, they've found every way to kill this. Ron Wood come out, yeah, Jared Goff's our quarterback. The head coach, Jared Goff our quarterback. Owner, Jared Goff's our quarterback. Brad Holmes, the general manager, he's our quarterback. Chris Spielman, we got our quarterback, right? It's because I think that they can say now emphatically that, look, we got our quarterback, but there are other teams who we are willing to do business with who don't got their quarterback. And if you want to make sure you get yours, you can always call us up and make us an offer we can't refuse. But to me, it's deaded. Now, to the people who are going to say it's coach talk, God bless you. Let it be coach talk. But I thought it was obvious last year that we was going offensive tackle with how he was talking.
Yep.
And this year, I think it's obvious that they're not taking quarterback and that they're taking another position because I still find it strange that he said there are game changers at many different positions outside of quarterback, offensive line, and edge rusher. Just seems suspicious to me.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. All right, let's kind of get into, because we ain't talked about these comments. Let's get into these comments, man. Oh, man. Dr. Detroit's in the building. He says Luke is right about that part. Chrome says, I want a QB build like Josh Allen when we get one. That was the kind of build that we're talking about. You look at Buffalo. Buffalo was a pretty good team, and then they added Josh Allen, which made them a better team. But it wasn't the fact, it wasn't until they got most of that team around in Buffalo, and then they added Josh Allen because it was the right time to add a piece at quarterback. You look at how many quarterbacks they had before. Josh Allen got there. You know, they had T-Mobile out there, and then I can't remember the guy he had. He was starting out there, and people didn't know who the hell he was. They stuck him out there.
Remember PJ Lawson?
Yeah.
What is it? Man.
I mean, they had all kind of quarterbacks, but they built that team, and then they added Josh Allen.
And he started. He didn't start the first 4 games, but he still played 12. You know.
MCDC says, this is Lion or Deuce Bagia, ma'am, you know, as we, you know, saying give her due. MCDC made it clear our first pick will be a day 1 starter, not going to be a quarterback. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's just, I mean, can we make it any plainer than that? I mean, what are you thinking? I don't get it. But shout out to my man, Dr. Detroit's in the building, man. We ain't talked to that cat in a minute, man. What's up, player? How you been, brother? What's going on? Super Saiyan Lion says to the panel, how far do you want the Lions to trade back realistically? I wouldn't say not past the top 10. I would say 10 or higher. That was it. You know what I'm saying?
You crazy.
That's it.
Listen, they can trade all the way back as far as 19 for all I care. Listen, if you trade out of 2 and end up at 19, guess what that probably means? It probably means you get extra seconds this year. It probably means you get extra seconds and another first next year.
Maybe.
I don't care how far they trade back. My thing is this: you have to get people who are going to touch the field this year. So if they trade back to 31 and we got picks 31 and 32, okay, cool. We probably gonna have about a 700 second round picks and probably gonna have a bunch of extra picks next year. But I just want people to be on the field if we're drafting them this year. I can't do this wait and see. Not with this draft. Not when your defense is bad and you got defensive options.
That is very, very true. I hear what you're saying. One Pride 40 says Young, Stroud, McCall, all coming out next year. All ballers better than this year's. Of course they are. You're looking at that. Dr. Detroit says, I want them to drop as low as it takes to grab Hamilton. I agree with that. I agree with that at 100%. John Robinson says, I want Devin Lloyd. Hey, now here, man, we're going to talk about the linebacker position later on in the show. That's going to be a nice little topic going toward later on in the show. So we ain't even going to touch them quarterbacks for me, them linebackers right now. I'm telling you right now, I agree. We need players on the field playing well within the first 3 picks. Man, we said that we have to have starters. And you got 32 and 34. That's all starters. What are you talking about?
If you ain't getting starters in those positions, you're just dumb as fuck.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing if you ain't getting starters in those 3 spots. I'm just saying, player. All right, now let's get to the next question. All right, what are your thoughts on the Lions sending 7 people to Oregon's Pro Day? I know I made this question just for the queen because I know she loving this. Man, what do you think about the Lions sending 7 people to Oregon's Pro Day?
Oh, you know they got a glory over Thibodeau. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, I actually don't think that there's anything to this, y'all. I mean, they're just not. Don't read too much into that at all. I was finding it interesting, the comments that were made about the Lions and Thibodeau, but where, they were talking about, Dan Campbell was talking about, that he has to see, if he really loves ball or not. I'm like, I thought that was a little strange. I'm like, you're wasting that much time to see if he loves ball. Come on now. We all know that's some bullshit. Okay. You don't waste that much time on one of your top choices to find out if he really loves ball. You can figure that out pretty quickly.
I think that I think it was probably a question of seeing him in his environment as well. They didn't get to see him do much at the combine because he ran and he did a few things, but he didn't do everything. And I think what he wants to see is if he is his type of player. I think.
Yeah, and I think that there might be some other things that they're looking at with him, but that reason he gave was kind of like, Dan Campbell. He's a straight shooter, so he kind of feel not if he look. I think he was more of a. Is he one of the guys that I think I can like? I think that's what it may have been one of those things. Is he going to fit what I like in a player?
Am I have to dog walk this dude if he's loafing off? That's
Am I gonna have to beat his ass? Yeah, I'm not gonna have to beat his
Yeah.
ass. Maybe okay.
Yeah,
I
so
can see that.
what you got, Anthony? What do you think about the Lions sending 7 personnel to the Oregon Pro Day?
See, I called this on our podcast the other week because I noticed they'd sent 7 there. The more personnel you send to someone's pro day, the more questions you have about them. So you send more people because you need more opinions to form an overall ideology about somebody. Obviously, Brad Holmes went to watch him in the regular season as well. He's not done that with a lot of the other top guys. So you can tell that he's really doing due diligence specifically over Kayvon, because I think it was when they played UCLA near the back end of the season. We were in the number 1 slot. Holmes was personally scouting him then. He's doing it again. I think the character concerns have come out and all that, and I think they've said, right, we're going to take as many people there as possible, focus on all aspects of his game and bring it all together and see what we can come up with for him. And they said, and Dan Campbell said that as much the other day, so you've got a lot of questions that you want answering. The more people you've got there, the more answers you can potentially get with it. So, I think they've sent, like I said, they've sent 7 out there. 6 of them have probably gone to do really good due diligence on Kayvon. The 7th one, probably trying to get Noah Sewell's phone number and start greasing the wheels for that one next year, because he's going to be our first round pick next year, without a doubt already. So hopefully they've been tapping him up there as well.
Yeah. Before we get to my man Luigi, I think that I think all 7 people weren't just there for Thibodeau. You had there's other draft prospects there. I think I would say probably about 4 or 5 of them were there about the Thibodeau thing. You can mix a couple of other guys in there for the other prospects they have at Oregon. Oregon's a good football program. So, you see what we got, our starting right tackle out of Oregon. So it's a good football program, but I just think that they want to do their due diligence. They wanted to see, and question marks that they have or questions that they had about him at the pro day, at the combine and other things they have. I just think that they were, kind of doing their due diligence because they didn't get to see a lot from him in the combine. They did the scouting for him, during the season, but we got some questions still. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with this player right here. You know what I'm saying?
If they do choose them, then they've got a reason to say, hey, we really looked into him. You know what I'm saying? Because fans got their opinions about him.
I think the thing is, if they took him now, I would be very happy with it, because I know the amount of effort they've put into looking at him. It's not just they've done they've been to watch his regular season games, they've been to watch him at his pro day, they've sent everybody there. Yeah. I would be quite happy if he was taken, knowing how much they've done on him.
You know that they did their homework on this player. They know they've got into the nuts and bolts and to the weeds of what makes him tick and what's going on with him. So not saying he's not a talent, because he's a talent. I would like to have a little more weight on him. That's just me. He's coming in around 250. He's coming in around linebacker type of thing.
These linebackers, they can gain weight. No, I'm sorry,
he's coming around 230. I think he needs to put a little more pounds on to be.
They can put those pounds on quickly. Good Lord, no, I know I have. They can put that on quickly.
Get him some pony. Get him some pony down.
You touch that.
That's a
all right, my man,
food.
Luke G. What do you think about? What are your thoughts on them sending those 7 people out to Oregon's pro day?
I think it's overblown. I think people are overthinking it. I think you hit the nail on the head. They didn't send 7 people there for Thibodeau. They didn't send 4 or 5 people there for Thibodeau. There are other prospects there. There's a safety there. They did the same thing. I think I saw Dan pointed out that they sent 7 people to Michigan. You think they all showed up for Aiden Hutchinson? You're trying to do the due diligence. There's teams who have a lot of talent that people want to see if this is evaluated. And let's be honest, if it's going to take you 7, so you put that 14 sets of eyes, right? Like what's that? Like come on, who doing this? Nobody's doing this. The reality is
we lost.
The reality is he left.
He's got the new phone. Let's get into some of these definitely some of these comments. Okay, here we go. I gotta scroll back up. We had a lot of them come in. All right. Here we go. Devin Lloyd is a beast. I love him. I like Devin Lloyd as well. Super Scions Lions says Lloyd will be there at 19. I don't know about that one, but okay. Here you go, Dr. Trey Val. History says, Loud Douchebagger says it means they still have questions about Tibbs. We did. We said that. You know what I'm saying? They sent some people to Michigan and Georgia's pro day as well. It's called due diligence. Of course it is, Mr. Spanos. You know what I'm saying, young sir. All right. The Lady Lionor of Douchebagger says culture fit is a huge consideration. That is very true.
Yeah, I believe that.
Especially the type of coach that Dan Campbell is, he has to have guys that's going to buy in. If he looking at a guy and he like, nah, this ain't it, then we ain't going with that cat. All right, man. Luke G is back. Go ahead and finish your point there, my dude.
My bad. This new phone killing me, y'all. I'm not used to this crap. But no, I just think that it's just overblown. I think at the end of the day, 7 guys showing up to look at one dude, that's just not realistic. I mean, it's not like he finna reinvent the wheel, like, oh, he's gonna do something so spectacular. And then they're like, oh, they talk to him afterward. They're gonna talk to every damn body. They're gonna talk to his friends. They're gonna talk to the coaches. It's called investigative work, people. I think it's overblown. No big deal.
That's what I was saying.
I swore I seen Chris Pima talking to the duck. To the Oregon Duck, the one that mascot on the sideline. I swore I saw him. I don't know if he was there. I don't know if it was true. I don't know. I think I saw a picture of him talking to the duck. But
he might have trying to get the information. Hey, what you know about this damn player? You know, I mean, they're doing their due diligence.
You know what I'm saying?
And now I will tell you this.
I think they brought in the Affleck duck in to talk to him too.
Right. But I will tell you this. I would disagree with Anthony a little bit, because if they took him again, I don't think you can teach old dogs new tricks. I just don't think you can. If you got pass rush stuff, you got it. I don't think they take Thibodeau neither.
Okay.
I don't think they're taking Thibodeau either. But as much as I love him, but I don't think they are.
I don't think so either. I think they're going a different route. That's what due diligence looks like. The Lions are becoming a real NFL team. Man, say it again. Michael Huck from the cheap seats, baby. They are becoming a real NFL team. That down Sheila Ham says we're gonna turn this thing around. We ain't gonna act like we did before. We're not gonna hire people that sell insurance to be the GM. We're gonna actually have people with real experience in the NFL to become our GM, and we're gonna run this thing.
And that's why I think fans are struggling this year, because y'all are not used to this kind of behavior. And so it's been so much of a mentality that this is how we operate. This is how we operate this. And they're changing everything up so much that the fans that have been here for forever are like, what the hell is this?
They don't know what's going on. They I don't know what the hell is this. It's a fish out of water. They don't know what's going on. I mean, real. And Lionel says, yeah, exactly. We're just not used to having a front office this competent. I agree with that 100%. Okay, here's Johnny says 7 reps seems like a lot of coddling to make Thibodeau want to be here. I don't know about that. Here's Johnny. We've talked about this several times. All right.
You know what I find funny, Curt, though? I was thinking about this other day and I had to laugh. I was having this conversation with a particular subscriber, right? Mm-hmm. And he was like, man, we don't have the talent. We don't have the talent. I was like, we don't have a talent issue. It's a coaching issue. It's a difference. Mm-hmm. Talent is not the issue. It's a coaching issue. And yes, are there a few people that could probably be replaced? Probably, but it's not a talent issue.
Yeah.
And you look at this team, they literally brought back basically the whole damn team. like, just think about that for a second. The fact of what they finna add in, and then just using the words that they point out with it. This front office has basically told the Lion fan base, I know y'all was used to seeing things done this way, where you get a receiver and a quarterback because you chanted it from the hilltops all the way up to the universe. But guess what? Yeah, we doing business different, and fans should be excited for this. They should be able to see this and say, okay, it's different. Just like I was going nuts over Sheila Ford, and people was like, it's Sheila Ford, no difference. Okay.
Yep. And she dropped that for like a bad habit. You even on her, if you look at that, what was the inside the den? Her nameplate on her office at Allen Park says Sheila Ham. It does not say Ford.
Yep.
See, and Bella and I was talking about this. All of a sudden, it became a story earlier in this week that they were talking about how she took the Ford off her name. We talked about that crap a couple weeks ago when I said, if you notice, she ain't saying Ford no more. She's saying Sheila Ham. and she's kind of distancing herself from the Ford name as in the ownership because she's not doing it like it did it before. But let me shout out my man Tyler Black is in the building from Die Hard Lions Den Sports Radio. That name sounds familiar, man. If it's an homage to the show, man, I appreciate that, dog. Because you know, you have the Die Hard Den back in the day. You know how we did it. But what's up, Tyler? Welcome back, man. I ain't seen you in a while. John Robinson says the worst case scenario is Kayvon leaves for big money after his first contract. Best case scenario is Kayvon leaves after his first contract. Like Kayvon Thibodeau?
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is something I brought up when I was talking to Adam from Woodward Sports. I told him, I said, if you go out and you hand force yourself to take a DN and they bust, what do you do with them? He's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you do with them? What can you? I'm like, at that point, you got to let him go, right? Well, no, it happens all the time. We got Charles Harris because he was a first round pick that didn't live up to the hype. They tried everything. He's like, well, you can always move him to linebacker. I was like,
no.
Can you?
Really?
Really? And I told him, I said, you got to ask yourself, if the person like if you got George Karlaftis and you go, oh, he's not doing good at linebacker, I'm moving DN. He's not doing good at DN, I'm moving inside. He's got option because he's been there. But if you take a guy like Thibodeau, and again, in my opinion, I'm just gonna put it out there because I agree with one of the comments in there. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars are taking Aiden Hutchinson. I just don't. I think they're taking one of them tackles.
Yep, I do too.
Yep. Now, if that happens, we'll talk about that later because I have a question right up on that thing. So let's get back into the into the questions for the panel. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to do that. All right. So speaking of that, who is your top edge prospect in the draft? I had to segue right to that question. All right, Luke G, who is your top edge prospect in the draft and why?
George Karlaftis. You talk about consistency. He's consistent. You know, he plays the run. People say, oh, he doesn't play the run. I saw him. He can get after the quarterback. He can generate pressure. You can move him, stand him up, you know, and blitz him. You have options with him. He has power. You know, if you know, he's got way more pass rush moves than I probably seen most of these prospects come out with have. And then on top of that, I just look at the fact that, look, here's a guy that gets it. He's familiar with Derek Barnes. And you can now play some things where they feed off each other because they can, you know, read off each other. That's how Derek Barnes came on the radar for me. I was like, who's the guy playing opposite of him? Mm-hmm. It was always 5 and damn it, I forgot Derek Barnes' number that quick. But it was them two always constantly off each other. And so to me, it's got to be George Karlaftis.
Okay, I feel you. All right, Val, who's your top edge prospect and why?
Well, you know, I'm going to go with Thibodeau as being my favorite, okay, because of his explosiveness and his ability to do this black hole Houdini move. But I hope he falls to the Bears so y'all don't get him. But if I'm going to say who is my favorite for as far as the Lions should pick up, probably Trayvon Walker.
Okay. All right. What you got, Anthony? Who's your favorite edge prospect and why?
I mean, I'm sorry I have to be boring, but me and Luke have been on the George Karlaftis train for a very long time now.
Yep.
In terms of who our favourite here. And it's not because maybe he's the best player right now. Maybe Kayvon and Aiden are a little bit better at this point in time. But as Luke quite rightly pointed out, he has the pass rushing arsenal for the next level. You can't teach a lot of this. To be able to naturally, you know, rush the passer in a whole lot of different ways, it just makes it more of a nightmare at the next level for offensive linemen to deal with you. Kayvon's deal is pure strength and bull rushing and trying to get round the edge. You know, the bigger guy's just going to keep pushing him out wide, and they're just going to keep taking him out the plays, potentially, if he doesn't, you know, get more weapons in his arsenal. Same maybe with Hutchinson there. He has a little bit more, but Karlaftis has all the technique you need. You just need to refine it a little. And I think at the next level, he's going to have a better career than those two. I mean, they could all be very good, but I like a guy who has the repertoire of moves in his books, and he does.
Okay. I'm gonna
Plus-
say I'm gonna go off the beaten. Well, I think Val said this. I'm gonna say my favorite one right now is probably Trayvon Walker right now. He has good bend.
Curt, help
He
me
has some
understand
good
this.
bend. He's explosive.
He's explosive. He,
uh, big, strong, fast. Coming in at 270, you can kick him inside. So
he's got
that's
the right
my guy with the
attitude, culture
versatility.
fit.
That's why I'm liking Walker. This with the versatility, you can kick him inside if need be. And so that's why I will go with Trayvon
And he's
Walker.
got the right culture fit attitude
Yeah.
wise. I mean, he just
Now-
does.
Can I ask you this though, Curt and Vel?
Yeah,
Because
what you
I'm really curious about this.
Okay.
Before the combine, where was that energy at? Where was this? He's this dog. What
He
game?
was a dog all season. You look at that Georgia defense. He was a dog
Right,
all
but
season.
but when you talk about that Georgia defense, you can literally name everybody besides before you get to him. I'm asking the question of, like, think about it. What game did you watch that you went, damn, that was the one?
Against Michigan in the playoffs.
Everybody, listen. The only time Michigan beat up anybody, they was bottom feeders. I guess.
He showed out. He showed out against Michigan when it counted.
Trayvon Walker is Deion Jordan to me, but that's just.
I mean, everyone has their favorites for different reasons, and they're going to look at different prospects for different reasons. Now, here's a question that I want to ask you guys because because you brought this up, Luke, and I want you to answer this. If the Jaguars take a tackle and we don't pick Hutchinson at 2, who's the pick?
Okay, so I'm gonna just be honest. I think Hutchinson is definitely high on a board. So if y'all watch the Dan thing, I put it in the slowest speed you can put it in because they was blurring out all the little screen stuff. And if you look closely, you can see the blue and the yellow helmets, like the blue colors in there. And they were asking questions like, can he really put this together? I've seen some plays where he did this, but then there's other plays where there's no power. I don't know if they're sold on him. I think it's going to come down to either Kyle Hamilton or number 1 trade out.
So trade out or Kyle Hamilton. Okay, what you got? If the Jaguars don't take Aiden Hutchinson, they take a tackle, and we don't pick Aiden Hutchinson, who's the pick?
Was that Val or me?
Yeah. So
sorry.
Right.
Apologies. Yeah, I get
We're
you.
not picking Hamilton, and we're not picking Hutchinson, and neither did the Jaguars. So who's the pick? If both teams pass on Hutchinson with the first and second pick.
Well, there's 2 answers for me. Who I'd like it to be is Kyle Hamilton. Who I think it will be is Kayvon Thibodeau. I think if they're going to pass on Hutchinson, they're only going to do it for an edge rusher. Unfortunately,
that's a good point.
I think because positional value becomes a big. I know I'm not big on it, and I want Kyle Hamilton, but if your consensus main guy is off the board, it's easier to justify Hamilton. If Hutchinson's there, then he's only going to be let go for another edge.
All right, what you got, Val? If Aiden Hutchinson's not the pick, neither is at 1 or 2, and the Lions are saying at 2. Who is the pick, or do you trade back?
It's good. Look, my favorite is Thibodeau. I'm sorry, it's going to be Thibodeau or Walker, one of the 2. But it's going to be one of those type of guys, and it really doesn't matter that it's going to be that position.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those guys, and it doesn't really matter who, because each one of them has a unique little niche in what they do. All of them fit very well. All of those little niches fit very well with what the Lions are going to do. So we can name players all day long that's going to be in that spot, and every single one of them is going to be the right choice. Okay,
I feel you on that because you're right. I believe it's going to be an edge rusher if they don't trade back and then pick up multiple defensive starters. I think it's going to be multiple defensive starters in his first 3 picks anyway. But yeah, it could be a bevy. But I just want to see you guys' opinion. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if they don't pick Hutchinson, if the Jaguars go another direction and the Lions go a different direction other than Hutchinson, where would they go? And
the edge is one of the biggest needs that they really have. It's not one that they don't have really well set. It just isn't.
If they intentionally pass on on Hutchinson, then watch the blue half of Michigan go up in flames. It would be a very, very ballsy call by them to do that.
To pass Hutchinson?
Yeah, watch the Wolverines half of Michigan go up in.
Oh yeah, it'd be a shit show.
Man, what
crazy.
the media would eat that thing alive.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
You know what's funny though?
What's that?
So I was watching.
Here he goes again.
Lost him again. That damn new phone, man.
Look, that was just the universe saying, "Shut the hell up."
Let's get back to the comments, man. Okay. Lionor says, if not Hutch, I'm high on Jermaine Johnson. He elevates everyone around him. Okay, I like Johnson. Douche. He's saying douche regular. He's not calling Johnson a douche. Karloff's stats were not impressive because all the double and triple teams he would take on. It definitely hurt him when Derek Barnes left. It did hurt Karloff's last season when he left. All right. I like George K. He's a Greek like me. Okay, Chrome, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all don't say Opa and all that stuff like that. That ain't what y'all do. That's just a stereotype. All right, Mark. This guy. Let's go Tigers. Willis at 2. Man, put the weed down. All right, Kate.
It's stronger than weed, man. It's stronger than weed.
I am telling you.
He's on LSD.
Yeah, Dr. Detroit laughed at the Willis at 2 remark. Malik says Malik at 2. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's the only people that's rooting for Willis at 2 is Malik Willis. I mean, for real.
You have to trade Goff. If you take Willis, you have to trade Goff because Goff ain't going to stand for that. And then you're going to take on a $30 million cap hit for next year.
Yeah, for real. What were you saying? Luke? Because you got cut off again.
My bad, man. Listen, I really got to get used to this damn phone. It's got buttons in places I didn't know. I'm touching all kind of stuff. I literally just got it like this morning, so y'all got to excuse me. But what I was saying is, if you go back and you listen to that conversation that they were having on the End of Den episode, they were talking about the pass rushers and stuff like that, right? And they were talking about like this one prospect. They were saying like, "Hey, this guy looked like he intrigues me as a pass rusher." But then when you watch him in one game, he looks like this, and then the next game is no power. And then they get to another part of the where they showing a different part of the interview where they bring up, oh, this guy right here, man, you can move him all around. You can put he could blitz him. It's like two different players. You got him in here and then one over here. And I'm telling you, I think they are taking a hard look at Kyle Hamilton. And ironically, I think they're taking a hard look at not Aiden Hutchinson, but Boye Mafe. And the only reason I say that, the only reason I say that is because if you listen to what he say, Dan Campbell in that same thing says, we want to know, what are you going to do? What is your dominant trait? They're questioning some of these pass rushers. And to me, the idea that they're questioning these pass rushers makes me wonder, do they feel really comfortable taking a pass rusher to if they're questioning so much about them?
True. All right. Here's Johnny says Lions won't pass on Hutchinson.
Oh God, I hope they do.
I don't know. Dr. Detroit, it's all Greek to me. That you're stupid. Dan Spanish says I'm Greek too. Yeah, man. My goodness gracious. All right, Cap Ice Cold said, who you guys top choice for
your guys' choice for the top five
offensive players in this draft?
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, because it's a defensive draft. 0.
But there's a few names that if we
there's
got,
a few names in there.
I would not be mad.
Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State, the wide receiver. You have a few guys. You look into maybe mid rounds. If you want to get younger at running back, Kenneth Walker III, you know what I'm saying, out of Michigan State. A few guys in there. A few guys.
Yep, Connor Hayward.
You can pick them up in the Walmart parking lot after the show. It just stop.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's a target for me. He just asked for the top 5 offensive players, so there's a few guys in there.
Real quick, my top 5 offensive players are Christian Watson. Sorry, Christian Watson. I'm trying to make sure I remember their name because I go by jersey numbers in schools. It's easy to remember that. But Christian Watson, what's the big dude name? Alec Pierce or Pitt. I probably pronounced his name wrong. And Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, and the last person that is Hayward, the fullback / tight end.
Okay. The weed and switch to a crack pipe top 5. Willis, and Willis.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because the greatest quarterbacks of all time have always been Malik Willis.
Boy, if you don't stop talking, man.
Oh Lord!
What's up, Tyler? He says we are just interested in Hassan Haskins.
Yeah, I saw that too. That they showed that they was interested in him. I also saw some kind of report that we was interested in that Oregon safety, McKinley.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Something.
McKinley, yeah.
I can't remember his name. God damn.
Yeah, McKinley is in that last name.
Kurt, I was so tempted yesterday. I was so tempted yesterday when they were talking about the Lions draft shirts that I was going to get what you're talking about, Willis. I was really good. I would so wanted to do that.
Dan Spatter says, Mafia is going to be awesome, Val. Boy, Mafe, he's one of those guys. He's
not a top guy. He's not at the top pick. I mean,
I'm not saying a number 2, but I'm saying he will be good. And
maybe in the third round or second or third round.
If you're in a trade back scenario, he's one of those guys you definitely can pick up, or even if he's at the bottom of the first round.
I'm not against him, but not as a top pick. No,
Kyle Hamilton will benefit from a weak pass. No, Kyle Hamilton benefits from a strong pass rush. Secondary players.
They said will not benefit.
Oh, will not benefit from a weak pass rush. Yeah, you're right. Will not. Okay, I read that wrong. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you 100%. A safety can pass rush to calling it now. We don't pick up another safety in free agency. We will draft 2. We will need 2 more in addition to Walker. Absolutely, because our safety room right now is barren.
Yeah, they say Hamilton won't benefit from a weak pass rush, but a strong pass rush won't benefit from throwing over Brady Breeze and Will Harris.
Man.
Quarterback's going to get the ball out of his hand.
Or Walker, Tracy Walker.
I mean,
quarterback's getting the ball out of his hand in 2 seconds.
Val doesn't like Walker.
And it's over.
We've already established that Val doesn't like Walker. This is a well-established point on the program. I think everyone in social media platforms know that she sleeps in I hate Walker pajamas. So
what?
I don't think that he is the choice for the top spot for the Lions in the safety position. I just don't. He's just not the guy.
I mean, but if you believe that, if you believe that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but if you believe that, then it's more reason that maybe they right. We need to take 2 safeties.
She's just mad the Bears are trading away all their defenders now. So.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, that's on that one. Believe me. But some of them, I mean, I get it. I don't. Yeah, I'm watching them going to blow up in their face, but that's okay. It's all good. But that's
okay. Dr. Detroit says, could they be talking about a cornerback, Luke? That describes a cornerback as well.
I know. I thought about that. I bull you not. I did think about that. The thought crossed my mind watching it, and that's why I went back to screenshot their whole conversation so I can read every bit of it because I think they could have been talking about a cornerback because they was very strategic in saying the following statements.
How many quarterbacks y'all need? You got as many as the Bears tight ends. Come on now.
Yeah, but listen, that one of them is coming off an Achilles injury. He was already slow. And if we know anything about this fan base, if you run slow, you're not a real football player, right? So I mean,
You
let's
got
just.
like 20 of them. Stop. We don't need another cornerback. We need fill in the spots that are really desperate right now.
James,
I'm in agreement with you on the safety thing.
Yeah.
Safety,
now,
yes.
He says James Cook will be intriguing. Ooh, James Cook playing against his brother in the same division. I don't know.
I ain't think his brother's gonna be this. I ain't think his brother's gonna be this damn good. He is not, man. When he's healthy, good grief.
Yeah,
he's not played very much in college. He's played very.
All right, so the catnip is in the building. Luke,
oh Lord, here we go.
Luke G, would you draft Hassan Haskins at 2?
Nope, I don't even want no Michigan players on this team.
Malik would, wouldn't he, Luke?
I don't want no Michigan players on this team either. I think that's dumb.
Oh my goodness, man. Y'all are cracking me up today. Y'all are actually doing it for me today. Let's get back into the content. We got a couple more questions to go for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
All right. So I got this question from Pride of Detroit because they posted it in their fan forum. So I'm saying, why not ask the panel? Besides the offensive line, which position group, in your opinion, is the strongest?
They all weak as hell. But
I wouldn't say that. They all weak as hell. They all of them. Every last one of them is weak as hell.
All of them are weak.
They're all weak as hell. Okay.
Oh my.
This is okay. Yeah, they're all weak as hell.
Honestly, it has to be the D line. You figure with with my man over there, Panay over there getting it in. You got Levi, you got Aleem, you got Michael Brockers, you got Romeo. You can then rotate in if you want to. Austin Bryant, rotate in. What's the other dude that's out there? Charles Harris, and move him in and out of those spots. You can then turn around and rotate in. Julian, of course. So honestly, it's the D line.
D line. Okay, gotcha. What you got, Anthony?
This is going to sound really bad, but I don't think there is at the minute. I don't think there's another outstanding strength on this team. That's not me knocking the team. There are foundations there, but none of them are complete to the way that the offensive line is. I mean, when the draft is done, if we draft another interior defensive lineman, if we draft a bit of running back depth, if we draft our tight end 2 that we need, then those rooms all sorted, all done and dusted, and then you can move on with the other bits. But I just, I can't say linebacker is a strength because it isn't. I can't say that safety is a strength because it isn't. The corners, loads of talent there, but not established talent. Tight ends, we've only got 1. Running backs are good, but, maybe we need more. Quarterback, we need more. I can't just sit there and say any of them is strength, but that's not me bashing the team. It's just we're building. And
exactly.
When you're building, we're not at completion yet.
Yeah. I would say interior. I think I like the interior defensive lineman. Not the, like a Synchrony Russia. But I like our, you got with the young guys with Anzarike, and you got McNeil in there. You got Pennicini, Brockers. You got some guys that are a good group.
I just feel we need one more.
I think it needs to be an addition. I agree with you on that. But I think as far as, strength, I think that those guys, especially the way that Aleem McNeil came on at the end of the season and the way that Levi was elevating his play at the end of the year, I think that they can definitely be a strength of a group that's as strong going into the season. So I definitely would say that when kind of concert with Luke G right there. All right, so let's get to some more of these comments, man, before we kind of wrap up the show. We got about 10 minutes left. All right. Okay. Michigan boosters would be invested in the Lions if Michigan players were. I don't know what Michigan boosters could do for the Lions, but okay, maybe buy some more box seats or something. I don't know. Buy some. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what college boosters would be more invested. I don't know how they would affect the Lions. I don't understand that. I mean, please drop me a comment and kind of clarify that, please, to me. I don't understand the comment.
Dr. Detroit's comment, man. I'm telling you what.
Which one? Okay. This one?
No, the one above. And I'm getting feedback.
Yeah. Let's see.
It was the one about micro mic. I got it. Hold on. This one.
Okay.
This one. Could you draft herpes right after Willis at 2? I draft herpes before Willis, okay?
Oh my!
First of all, Malik Willis again takes exception to your disrespectfulness.
I would draft
Malik Willis
herpes,
trying his best to be cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something.
gonorrhea,
I'm gonna tell you something. There's only 5 great things in this world. I'm gonna give them all of them. It's Malik Willis, Malik Willis, Malik Willis, Malik Willis, and Malik Willis. Because you know what? Malik Willis is beyond any herpes. You will want Malik Willis if Malik Willis is in front of you.
Is herpes, okay?
Y'all are killing me today. Michael might ask me if I would draft Bill Cosby at 2.
Well,
I would.
If you're asking me that,
I would. I love Bill Cosby. I would.
I mean,
I'll take Bill Cosby at 2, 100%.
If you want me to build a sustained sitcom, what do you call that, franchise? Yeah, I would draft them at 2.
It's gonna be Detroit Lions pudding pops. Yes, all right.
You know what I'm saying? No. Otherwise than that, no. I would trade up for herpes at number 1.
JELLO.
Micro Mike is killing me right now. All right. All right, last question for the panel before we get into final thoughts for today's show. Let me close this comment out because he killing me with this one. All right, let me. All right, so Jeff Risden, from Detroit Lions podcast, said his notion that his sources are saying that the Lions won't address the linebacker position in the draft. It's like they're done. If they're going to do it, it'll be later on in the draft. What's your opinion on that statement?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it that we're not addressing linebackers. I just have a hard time buying that you mean to tell me we're not taking no linebackers? None? Really? I can barely name you the backups. None? Nah.
No, he's saying not till the third round.
Oh, yeah, no, I believe that. I believe that because
he said day 3.
Yeah, I can see something where it's a later round of him taking those linebackers because I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If you are trying to get people who can come in and have immediate impact, and you can get players who come in and have a strong immediate impact, yeah, do it. If they come out, let's say they come out, they take Tibbs first, right? And then at 32, they come out and they like, hey, I want to take a safety. And then at 34, they was like, hey, I'm gonna take a receiver. Right? By the time you get to the 3rd round, you get your 3rd round picks. And now you can look at linebacker, but maybe it's not a linebacker there. Maybe it's a quarterback there that I don't mind sitting at this point because it's there. Or maybe, hypothetically, there's another safety that I didn't think would be there, but hey, hell, he'll be a good special teams guy and a good backup. I'll bring him in. So now you're down to your 3rd pick before you got to go all the way out to pick, 5th or 6th before you get to the next pick? I can see it being very possible that they do that and not get a linebacker. I mean, hell, we didn't get Derek Barnes to the 4th. So, and everybody thought we was going to get a receiver, and he went out and got a damn good receiver. So I think it's cool.
Okay.
There's a word over here. Hold on, I'm getting feedback. Have we got it? Is that all right? Yeah, sorry. There's a word over here that we use when something is senseless or nonsensical. It's balderdash. And what he said about these linebackers, we're not taking them, is absolute balderdash. There is a huge need on this team for us to go after linebacker. And, we don't have a bona fide starter in this department. People use the argument saying linebackers not critical in our system or anything like that. It's one of the lesser positions, but you've got to have starters in there. That doesn't mean you can't have them. At the minute, Anzalone's the starter, but he's probably like the veteran guy, but you will look to upgrade on him at some point in the future as well. Barnes is still learning his trade. Didn't get many starts last year and is still fighting for reps. After that, what do you have? Anthony Pittman, special teamer. Dion Hamilton, special teamer, out all injured last year. Board, special teamer. You have all these special teams guys who have some upside at linebacker, but there's no starting potential in there at the minute. And there's absolutely no way in hell you can go into a season with that. Your linebacker core, even you strengthen your interior defensive lineup, yeah, but if someone gets through that, then you're in trouble. And, to me, if we're, there's guys like Troy Anderson around Chapman with all these guys at these positions, and we're just going to pass on them because it's a linebacker, makes no sense to me. I have great respect for Jeff Risdon. We've had him on the pod. I love him to bits there, but I think, and from the way I've seen him responding to some of the guys here, like saying, oh, if Kobe Dean falls to 32, although pass is too small, I told you so sort of thing. There's a lot of I told you so here. And I think he's just like trying to make a point rather than actually saying something that's actually true. And even if it's true, he should not be going out there telling people what the draft strategy is. This stuff's crucial when you go in there, but I do not buy it for 1 second that we're not going to go after a linebacker early.
Yeah. Val?
I'm not buying it whatsoever either. But now, do I say that might not be that might be a possibility? It probably could be based on the fact that the Lions' needs are so strong in other positions. But I'm not putting much stock in it myself either.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not buying it either. I think we're going to address a linebacker position. I'm just going to put a couple comments up here on the screen. So we definitely need to address that. I know that the consensus, I guess, for that statement was because of the fact that we're going to be playing a lot of nickel and dime, and we don't need that many linebackers. But the ones that we got, to be honest with you, we need a better caliber. We have good, maybe foundational pieces and some of the older players that that can build a rotation. But to say we have bona fide starters that's going to be long term in Detroit at the linebacker position is definitely a falsehood when it comes to our defense. We need, you can get Barnes, up there, but he's not there right now. We definitely need to address the linebacker position in the upcoming draft. Just, and this is the draft to do it because you have some talent and some depth at linebacker in this draft. So why not address it?
And people use the Rams as an example. Oh, they've not invested in linebacker, but they've got like Ernest Jones. Do we have anyone nearly as good as Ernest Jones in our team? No, we don't. Not even close. So you've got to invest what you can. Even if there's only a couple in there, you only need to draft one. Anceloni, Barnes, and you've got it. You can't ignore it.
Yeah. Okay, devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
What if the source he's citing is saying that because they may have some deals on the table for some trade for some people that we didn't think about? Like, what if the Cardinals are trading Xavier Collins and say, you know what, we're giving up on him? Or what if some team is trading a player that we didn't think about, but they're willing to trade him out there? And that's why he said we're not going to take a linebacker until the third or at all. You think that might be possible?
Mm-hmm.
Releasing any part of the strategy makes your position of bargaining harder because teams will look and go, right, well, they're not necessarily interested in there. I can look a position or two down from the Lions and trade with someone there, not give up as much. Releasing anything, because he also said that we're not interested in quarterbacks, not even day 3 developmental guys. That really affects your ability to be able to trade if it's even remotely true, which is why I don't think it is. And if it is, then I'm sorry, but he's made a massive mistake by releasing that to the public.
Look, here you guys. You guys think about where the sources are coming from and what the purpose is behind some of these. This is media stuff, okay? We're so close to the draft, and everybody at this point, especially in the media, is looking for their special hot take. Not to say that they're lying or deceiving you or anything, because that may not be the truth. But it's developing these conversations. Well, what if, and seeing what the reaction of the fan base is. You see what I'm saying? So always take what you're reading and listening to with a grain of salt, and actually do your research. Think about it critically, and think about, is this actually a logical idea or is it not? Break it down. Because that is what media is doing. That's the purpose of media, is to get your emotional reaction, to get you to think in certain ways, to distract you, to move you in a certain direction, so that you're not actually looking at the actual present reality and the truth of behind it. This is what you've got to dig into. You got to read between the lines, not read the lines.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Luke G, you
Everybody
got a
want to be
question?
first.
Are you going live tonight, Luke G?
That's the plan. God willing.
There you go. There you go, Micro Mike. All right, now it's time for final thoughts for today's show. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't get to all of the comments. You know, we'd love to do that, but you know, we got to as many as we could. All right, final thoughts for today's show. Queen, you up first. What you got for your final thoughts for today's show?
Oh, you know, it's been always a great conversation. We're getting so close to the draft. We got the draft live show coming up with the gold members going to be on it, so y'all catch that out. We also are going to be introducing a new social media game next week, y'all, where it's going to be called Detroit Draft to the Death, where I'm going to be selecting draft picks, the draft pick spots from the Lions, right? Number 32, number 2, and I'm going to take 2 players and pit them against each other. And you decide who is more worthy of that spot.
Ooh.
But be careful, your decisions will affect the results of the Prowl Nation mock draft. So guys, there's going to be several posts up until draft day. So be looking for those Facebook, Twitter, and in our community tab. So come play and fight to the death.
Have some fun, definitely. All right, Anthony, Mr. Roy the Lions UK, my man, Mr. Jason Statham Jr. What you got? What's your final thoughts for today's show?
Very rarely. I'm really out of words for today, so I'm just going to say thank you to you all as always for having me on. I enjoy it ever so much, and thanks to everyone in the chat who has come and joined us. I'm just waiting. I'm just looking forward to the draft now. I just want to see this team after the draft. I want people to start taking us seriously again, and they will do very soon. I'm just eager to get there. So bring it all on.
Definitely, man. Thank you for joining us. From across the pond, man. We really appreciate you being here on the show. For my final thoughts for today's show, man, it is last Thursday. I got to tell you this, and I'm dealing with a new personal journey for myself. I just wanted to announce it. I wasn't wrapped my head around it last week, but last Thursday I was in the hospital. I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. But I'm dealing with it. It's reversible. All of my function for my kidneys and everything is still going, so it's not that severe. You know, I have to take some insulin, but lifestyle changes, eating better, exercising more, and getting out there. But share it with my Prowl Nation family. But I'm doing it, and we're making it happen. You know, I'm drinking my water, working out, getting out on the treadmill, getting on my stationary bike. You know, watching what I eat, different things. So we're gonna reverse this thing. I'm gonna come off the thing. So, but I just wanted to share that journey with my Prowl Nation family. All right, my man Luke G, what you got for your final thoughts?
Well, first of all, kudos to you because we know this is getting reversed. So that diabetes has got no power, no claim over you. But secondly, let's just get to some true facts because I had a different quote, but today's quote come a little bit different. It's simple. Your umbrella is useless in the eye of the real storm. Your umbrella is useless in the eye of the real storm. Storms are going to come. They come very often. Some are very seasonal. Some places have storms that are really huge and they do a lot of things. And many times you see people with an umbrella. It's useless because putting a Band-Aid on the real problem does nothing to change the outcome. The storm will continue to persist until you are willing to walk into the eye of the storm. Eagles do this quite often. When storms come, they fly high well into the eye of the storm, and they prepare themselves by being a part of the storm that is going on. You can be like the eagle. You can simply walk into the eye of the storm. Do not try to Band-Aid your problems. Simply do what is necessary to take it on head on. Do not be shying away from things like therapy or making small changes to your meal plan or even just exercising a little bit more. Maybe, them lamb chops with that wine might not be a good idea this Friday. It might be time for you to adjust some things to push you in a different perspective. But whatever you do, understand that the Band-Aid in which you put on the smallest issue does not fix the problem. Your willingness to accept that problem, take it on head on, and push through it is what's going to solve the issue. I'll tell you again, your umbrella is useless in the midst of the storm. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And if you don't do nothing else, don't be no chump. Please do y'all research.
All right, and you know I got to give a shout out. It is April. It is Autism Acceptance Awareness Month. You know I'm rocking autism awareness for my man, my son Curtis Williams to the third. So you know, if you know someone or you know that's affected by autism, be accepting, be loving, because in a world where you could be anything, please be kind. And with all that being said, you know what you got to do for me and the crew. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For the panel, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.